If you are thinking of buying a house, then I promise that after watching this video, you will find answers to 90% of your questions right here. If you are planning to take a home loan, then you should know that in the last 8 months, the RBI has reduced the repo rate by 1%. So the home loan that you were getting at 8.50% at the start of 2025, that same home loan is available at 7.50% today. Now the RBI has reduced the repo rates, but unfortunately banks have not passed on this benefit to customers. In this video, we will see which banks are offering the best interest rates as of today. Along with this, we will cover all other aspects related to home loans like what is the loan process, what is the loan eligibility, how much amount can you get, how much interest rate will apply, processing charges, documentation charges, loan tenure, etc. etc. First of all, let's understand what a home loan actually means. Look, a home loan simply means a loan that you are taking for any residential property. Here the keyword is residential. If you are taking a loan for a commercial property, then that will not come under a home loan. Now, even in residential, there can be many different cases. Some people buy a flat in an apartment, some people buy a ready-made house, and some people buy land and get their own construction done. Broadly, all these three categories come under home loans only, but there is a minor difference. The first two categories, where you either buy a flat or buy a ready-made house, are called home loans, and the third category, where you buy land and get constructions done on it, is called a construction loan. There is just a difference in naming, otherwise there is no major difference. Just that in a construction loan, the bank does not give you the entire money at once. It releases money in stages as the construction progresses. Part 2, home loan eligibility. Look, before you start seeing houses, the very first step is to find out how much loan the bank will actually give you. This depends on three things. First, your annual income. The rough calculation is that you can easily get a loan up to 5 times, that is 5x your annual income. So if your yearly package is 10 lakhs, then you will easily get a home loan of 50 lakhs. Pro tip, if you need a loan higher than this, then make your spouse a co-applicant. This will increase your eligibility, plus you will get a huge benefit in tax as well. I will tell you all about this later. Second, your credit score. Honestly, this is the most important. Your CIBIL score must be a minimum of 750. If it is above 800, then you will get absolutely the best offers. Third is property value. The bank never gives you a loan for 100% of the property value. There are slabs made for this. On loans up to rupees 30 lakhs, you will get up to 90% of the property value. On loans from rupees 30 to rupees 75 lakhs, you will get only 80%. On loans above rupees 75 lakhs, you get roughly 75%. So first of all, go online and check your eligibility on any bank's calculator. Now, as soon as you figure out what priced house to buy, which house to buy, and how much loan you can get, after that the actual process of taking the loan starts. Things will get a bit technical here, so listen carefully. The first and most important step that most people miss is going to the bank before finalizing the house. Yes, you heard that right. You don't have to pick a house right now. Just take your income documents like salary slip and Form 16 and go to 2 to 3 different banks. You tell them, see, I am planning to buy a house. You just tell me according to my income and CIBIL score what is the max to max loan you can give me. The bank will check your papers and give you a rough idea. For example, they will say, according to your 15 lakh income, we will easily give you a loan of 75 to 80 lakhs. If you find this amount okay, then ask the bank to issue an in principle sanction letter. Look, this letter is your biggest weapon. It means that the bank has basically promised you that they are ready to give you the loan. Now, take this letter and start looking for a house in the market. The benefit of this is that when you talk to any builder or seller, you will look like a serious buyer. You are not just talking in the air, you have bank approval. When you find a house according to your preference, then you give a small amount as token money to the seller and lock the deal. 1 to 2 weeks after giving the token money, the real process begins. Now you have to give a big amount, which is called bayana or advance. This is normally 10% to 20% of the property value. So if the house is of 1 crore, then you will have to give 10 to 20 lakh rupees. When you give this bayana, then a legal document is made with the seller called the agreement to sell. Keep one thing in mind. Always get this agreement made on a stamp paper of proper value, otherwise, it has no value in court. And yes, according to RERA laws, such a big bayana or advance is not allowed. But the truth is that 90% of deals in the market happen like this only. Now, clear a very big confusion here. This 10 to 20 lakhs of bayana that you are giving, you have to arrange this entire money from your own pocket or your savings. At this stage, the bank does not give you any money. The bank's role start after this. So see, if you are thinking of buying a house, you must have at least 10 to 20% of savings. As soon as your agreement to sell is ready, you take a copy of it to your bank. Now the bank starts its work. Between this bayana and the final registry, there is a time gap of 2 to 3 weeks or months. In this time frame, the bank does a complete investigation of the property. They hire an external lawyer to do legal verification to check if the property papers are clean or not. They send an engineer to do a valuation of the property to see if the market value matches the price you are buying it for. All this is the bank's job. You don't need to stress about it. When the bank is satisfied with all its due diligence, then it approves your final loan amount. Then you and the seller together finalize the registry date. This is D Day. On the day of the registry, you have to keep your remaining down payment money ready. On that day, in the registry office, you, the seller, and a bank representative, all three remain present. There, as soon as the property is registered in your name and you sign, the bank representative immediately transfers the entire loan amount, which could be 80 to 90 lakhs, directly to the seller's account or gives a demand draft. And in return, he takes the original registered papers, sale deed of the property from you. The bank keeps these papers with them as security. This process is called mortgaging the property. In simple words, until you repay the entire bank loan, the original papers of the property will remain in the bank's locker. See, if you have understood 80% up to here, then broadly you have got the whole idea of how a home loan works. Part 4, Home Loan Interest Rates. Now let's discuss what you all have been waiting for. Which bank will give you what interest rate? Before looking at the best interest rate, you should know that banks will give you two options: fixed or floating interest rates. Fixed means the rate will remain fixed for some time, and floating means as the RBI repo rate goes up and down, your loan interest rate will also go up and down. In 90% of cases, I would recommend the floating rate only, because as per my assessment, repo rates are running quite high right now. So there is a very high probability of them coming down in the future. So your interest rate will also come down with that. Now let's see right now which bank is offering you the best interest rate. Look, currently banks like Bajaj Housing Finance, PNB, Canara, SBI are giving interest lower than 7.50%. If your CIBIL score is 800 plus, then you can negotiate interest up to 7.30 to 7.35%. Along with interest rate, banks will try to push some other charges onto you, like processing fees, legal, due diligence charges. See, all these charges are negotiable, and in an ideal scenario, you can even get these charges reduced to zero. Along with this, the bank will also push you to take term insurance so that if something happens to you tomorrow, their loan comes back. So if you have existing term insurance, then you don't need to do this. But if you do not have it, then you will have to take it. Part 5, Joint Loans and Final Insider Tip. Now let's see whether you should take a joint loan or single. Look, the way the property registration happens, the loan will be given the same way. But there are some benefits to taking a joint loan. Like, first of all, you will get a 1 to 2% benefit in property registry. So on a 1 crore property, that is a benefit of 1 lakh right there. If both are working, then both will be able to avail tax benefits. You get a benefit of up to 1.5 lakhs on principal payment under section 80C and up to 2 lakhs on interest under section 24B. So you can take a deduction of 3.5 lakhs per person. If both are working, then you can take a total deduction of 7 lakhs per year. Even according to the 10% tax slab, that is a benefit of 70,000 per year. Honestly, for this point alone, subscribing to the channel is a must. See, here we have discussed almost every aspect related to home loans in details. It takes a lot of hard work for us to bring this information to you. If you like the video, then just drop a comment. This is the best video on home loan. Our hard work will be successful. Now, in the end, I just want to give you one tip with which you can reduce your interest rate. You shop around for bank loans before finalizing. Look, broadly, the terms and conditions of all banks are the same, but still there is a little difference in all banks. For example, in SBI, the cheapest home loan is starting from 7.50%. In Bajaj Housing, it starts from 7.35%. It is possible that after 2 to 4 months, the situation might change, but as of now, Bajaj Housing is offering the cheapest. So you have to take loan offers from at least 3 to 4 banks and compare all of them, and not just the interest rates. You have to negotiate for both interest rate plus processing fees. I am sure if you talk to 2 to 3 of them, you will understand the whole game and you will be able to find the best deal. That's it. If you like the video, then don't forget to leave a nice comment. It gives us a lot of motivation.